Cryptohopper Crypto Trading Podcast, where we help you become a better trader. Whether you're new to crypto or a seasoned pro, this podcast is for you. Tune in to hear from industry experts and check out cryptohopper.com for our world-class automated trading bot. In this episode, our guest is Arpit Beri, an automotive design engineer turned cryptocurrency trader. They are discussing the cryptocurrency and blockchain industries. Subscribe to stay up to date on the latest crypto trading tips and insights.
Very nice to meet you, Arpit.
Nice to see you as well. Nice to hear you.
It's great when we have traders come and help us with our Cryptohopper podcast.
Yeah, not a problem.
So, could you tell me a little bit more about yourself?
I'm an automotive design engineer. I did my bachelor's in automotive design engineering, but in 2017, I got shifted to cryptocurrencies after investing a few bucks into Ripple at that time in 2017. And since then, I did my master's in finance. I did my master's degree in finance and business.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm currently in Australia. I'm originally from India.
But you emigrated there. And
I immigrated to Australia, yeah.
Was crypto the reason that you got into finance?
That was exactly the reason I got into finance, because being from engineering domain, I understood mathematics sides and I was always interested into numbers and maths. And after investing in crypto, I got 10x of my original investment. So that made me really curious, what happened, how the markets react and whatnot. So I started diving deeply into cryptocurrency space. And since then, I'm addicted to cryptocurrency, I would say.
Yeah, it's an addiction many of us share, me included.
That is true.
I also got started in 2017 when I, Bitcoin is this new big thing. It's making a lot of returns. I was like, yeah, let me try to get in. But I actually got in at the end of 2017, so just in time for the bear run.
Bear run.
Yeah,
that's true. So there was a buzz. In 2014 I got to know about Bitcoin, but I was only 18 years old and I never had that money to invest on my own that time, because Indian culture is very different. We study, our parents typically finance our studies and stuff, and we study full time. But in Australia, a country like Australia, people start earning around 18 years of age, and it's comparatively easy to invest at the early age.
I understand.
So I finally got some confidence in 2017 to invest, and the journey has been continuous throughout.
I'm happy for you. And where do you work now?
I am working at NAB, that is National Australian Bank.
Do you also work with cryptocurrencies at your job currently?
I was working a few months ago. I am into cryptocurrency all day, every day, because I am running a cryptocurrency group as well.
Mm-hmm.
So on Telegram particularly, and on Twitter as well, I'm engaged quite into cryptocurrency all day long, because I like to read and study about macroeconomics and finance, and along with crypto as well. So I was working with crypto. I've worked in two cryptocurrency firms. One was a VC firm,
mm-hmm.
and one was a hedge fund wherein I worked. So
awesome.
I've worked 6 to 8 months in cryptocurrency firms over the last year. As a consultant for them.
Okay, yeah. So your job was a consultant, and what part of the cryptocurrencies are you an expert on? Do you know a lot about technical analysis or about the financials, fundamental analysis?
So I've always been engaged into the business side of cryptocurrencies, not the tech side.
Mm-hmm.
I do understand the tech part as well, how the protocols work and whatnot. What is the reason of functioning behind? What is the idea behind that? But not into coding side of stuff. So I'm mainly into the numbers, the tokenomics part, the analytical aspects of the protocols, their earnings, their protocol revenue generation, the number of users, and what the on-chain data reflects for the cryptocurrencies. How are the charts looking at? So I do the business side of cryptocurrency. I'm into more of a portfolio management side of crypto. And then DeFi as well, DeFi and NFTs as well. So in DeFi, I was helping my team in doing and making strategies to maximize the yield. So just before Luna collapsed, we were with UST as well at that time. Yeah. So I've been into quite a lot of things, but more towards the business side, not into the tech part. not in the coding aspect.
I understand. And also,
Yeah.
do you also like hold them for a longer time then, rather than day trading them a lot?
Well, it depends on the type of market, honestly. So during 5 years, I've seen like plenty of cycles in crypto. It's already, I think, the third bear market, no, the second bear market from them. From then, like
Yeah.
2018 was definitely a longer one, but this feels like a very long winter right now.
But this
So
is
I
not finished
do.
yet, sadly.
This is not finished yet. Let's see for today. I'm waiting on for the US CPI and the Federal Reserve meeting tomorrow. So I was reading about that already. So I think we are on a verge of a breakout. I mean, like, let's see how big it'll be or how sharply the decline will be. But yeah, I do trade as well and I invest as well. So I hold some of the coins for a longer period of time. But I'm trying to be more dynamic as per the market has been behaving like since last year. So we need to be dynamic. So I'm more into dynamic right now. I
Yeah,
do hold and like I've been spot DCing as well. So I've been buying a bit week by week or like monthly. Let's see.
yeah, that is very interesting. And I
Yeah.
do think it's a good choice to do both as well, because yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's always good to hold something for long term, because yeah, you don't know how much it will rise. You don't always
Definitely.
correct. So, but it's also good to
Yeah.
hold dynamic so that you can maximize your profit. So what?
Yeah. Especially is
No, tell me.
especially with the I think the bigger coins or the large caps. I think it's always good to have BTC because I'm not like I wasn't buying at 69K because I was that smart that this is not the right time to buy
Yeah,
based on the market behavior and the patterns that I was like charting and analyzing the whale behavior. We were tracking the on-chain movements as well. So I did know that this is not the right time to buy, but right now I think it's so there is a time to buy or DCA in crypto. I feel not every time doing DCA is good because overall, if you have been doing a weekly DCA over 3 years, 4 years, right now you're still underwater. So I think DCA has a bit of like good time that comes in the market, and right now since 6 months, I think has been a good time to start looking and investing into the market again. Nobody was, I think, the breakout of like the breakdown from 42,000 to 40,000 was a bit harsh, and then the Tesla thing followed, and then the FTX collapse happened,
yeah.
and then Luna collapsed, and then the FTX collapse happened. So I think now is a good time to get into DCing again, and that's what I'm doing right now, honestly. So I think people need to be smart enough to figure out when to DCA as well. It's not always a good thing to DCA,
Yeah,
irrespectively.
because if you start seeing at 69,000, you will have to DCA a lot
Yeah,
to actually bring down
yeah, exactly.
your buy price.
Yeah,
So
the buy average.
where would you think then that the bottom of the bear market is? Do you think we already touched it, or we will go more to the downside?
Honestly, looking at the news right now, I think there's a new Binance FUD. If you are like reading it today, like few hours, it was started ago, and now people have been starting withdrawing from Binance. So I think if anything happens to Binance, Bitcoin will break down like tremendously, irrespectively, because it has been behaving a lot different to the conventional stock market, the SPX 500 chart. SPX has been like rising for weeks now, especially at the end of September, wherein I tweeted about the DXY and the SPX chart that they were looking like SPX was looking bottomish at that time, and the dollar index was looking like forming a point like a peak around 115 units. So I pretty much like tweeted as well as the back at the back of the month then that I think this is a good time to start getting into stocks. And since then, SPX has risen, but if FTX wouldn't have collapsed, I think Bitcoin would have been definitely around 25,000 or more
Mhm.
right now. So that relationship, I think, will start to get again once today's CPI numbers and this Federal Reserve meeting ends. I think Bitcoin might start climbing up again because it hasn't broken down. And in fact, right now it just broke 17,400 resistance that it has been battling for 10 days. So I feel like then the CPI and the Fed news will help it to climb back again. And I think this whole move downwards towards 15,000, 16 to 17,000 range was sort of a manipulation as per technical analysis.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel that I think maybe in about 1 or 2 days we're gonna discover that the price is not coming back again. Let's see.
So
Let's see.
it's so if we don't get any bad news, it
Yeah,
should start rising. But if anything happens
it
to
should start
Binance,
riding definitely.
if anything happens to
Yeah,
Binance, I think it's going to
definitely,
be very bad.
definitely because I think everybody is like Binance has like $60 or $60 billion or more worth of assets on their sheet right now. And if anything is bad on them, I think this whole industry is going to collapse. And
Yeah,
if I think Binance FUD is just FUD, honestly, I don't think that they're going to collapse or something will happen to Binance. But people try to because of the SBF thing that happened, and they started taking revenge, and the community split as well.
I think people
So
are
I don't
also
think
afraid right now.
people are definitely afraid. People are definitely afraid, but I don't think everybody is smart enough to move everything to a ledger or the on-chain, like to their own desk wallets. Because I don't think everybody knows how to manage their own wallet yet. We are not. I don't think industry has matured that much that every person who is engaged into cryptocurrencies knows about non-custodial or custodial wallets. So I think
Mhm.
there is still a thing to come to the all the people or the retailers that then only I think that they'll be able to manage it on their own.
Yeah, they probably the industry definitely has to mature. We are still in the wild west here a bit.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, the FTX disaster was proof of
Yeah.
that. And
Definitely. Like
would you have any tips for beginner traders or for beginners into the crypto market in general?
definitely I think as a beginner one needs to decide where they or like them want to see themselves in this industry because there are two sides. I think one is a tech side and another one is non-tech side.
Mhm.
So tech side is basically once you start writing codes, you start reviewing the codes for the smart contracts and stuff. So it is very high salary as well. It has got a lot of higher in salary as well. And the other part is obviously the non-tech, wherein you can get into business development or you can start learning the technical side of the currencies, the technical analysis and the fundamental analysis. So I think they're like as a beginner, what can I advise is to be curious in this industry because a lot of things quite happen very fast. So you need to be on your toes all the time. Once you miss something for a day, you can't literally miss one day. I think since in 2022, that's what I'm feeling. Every day is a new thing happening in crypto, from like getting DeFi hacking to like FTX thing and the Luna collapse and everything. So every day has been a new story and a lot of bankruptcies. So I think as a beginner, you need to think where do you want to see yourself after a couple of years down the line. Maybe build your technical side or maybe build your business side or the
Mhm.
numbers
Whatever you are
and
more
be curious about.
yeah,
Yeah,
whatever you are
comfortable
most
with,
passionate about.
passionate and like, yeah, definitely. You need to be passionate in crypto. Only then you'll be having the motivation to like research and to be curious about what is happening because this space is giving a lot of learning in a very limited time, especially with the advent of the DeFi and the NFTs now. So it's a good thing to learn about, and especially metaverse as well. It's growing as well. So
Mhm.
and recently there was a news about the AI thing as well. So the Chat GPT thing integrated with blockchain. I tweeted it as well like a few days ago, and I think CZ and the other people started posting their photos that were generated using AI. So that was cool as well. So there's a lot of things. Ah, not a problem. So I was basically talking about the photo, the avatar that CZ put in on his Twitter now, as it was generated using AI. And since then, the buzz has been around AI as well, and a lot of tokens, especially the sector, like the AI sector tokens, rose as well. So I think every day is a new story in crypto, and it fascinates you, and it's a lot of steep learning curve as well. It's a huge learning potential thing. One can invest time and like efforts to, and definitely it can reward you well in the future as well. As per currently, it's very rewarding, and a lot of companies are tying up with Web3 startups and into they're getting into crypto. Like Nike and Polygon had a collaboration wherein they'll be dropping sneakers, and then Starbucks and Polygon has been tying with a lot of companies
Mhm.
lately. So I think there's a lot of learning potential, honestly, in this
And,
space.
and which coins, based on the business side, would you like recommend to traders or investors?
Well, there are two different categories. To traders, I think traders like volatility in the market.
Hmm.
And me as a trader has a different set of coins that I analyze against Bitcoin. I always try to see it against Bitcoin, how it is performing in terms of percentages. If Bitcoin moves 2%, let's say, how much does the other coin move? If it was more than 2%, then it's a hot coin right now. If it's lesser than 2%, then it means it's lagging the Bitcoin's movement and might be a weak coin to trade in. So, and for the investment, I think definitely we should go with the L1s. The major market cap is basically the Bitcoin, Ethereum is, I think, the safest for now. If one is having confident in these two coins for the long future, and then maybe to the micro caps and the middle caps as well, the mid caps, and then maybe 5-10% of the folio with the low caps. So I think we should be able to construct a good portfolio, and we need to have stables as well on the side, as we also what can happen to the cryptocurrency. So you need to have stables on the side as well. So right now, I think a moderate portfolio having 60 to 70% the majors like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and maybe this distributed 30% among the other things. If one wants to be in the market right now.
I understood. You basically find Bitcoin and Ethereum the safest and the ones that you know for sure that they are going to be there for the
Yeah.
long haul.
Yeah. For now, I think the market is like that. Once
Yeah.
a Bitcoin bull run starts, or maybe a bit of upside starts on the market, then we can reanalyze and rebalance our portfolio based on the movement of coins.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
it makes sense. And is there any ICO you would recommend, or you would just not recommend getting into ICOs at all?
Not I don't think getting into ICOs is right now a good smarter choice. Maybe some percentage if you just want to play region.
Mhm.
But I think Arbitrum is definitely a good ecosystem right now. That is very hot right now. And there are some protocols in Arbitrum blockchain or the Arbitrum ecosystem that has grown widely during last few months. I think 3-4 months. I've been tracking down tokens on Arbitrum blockchain, and I personally invested some as well, and I've gained like 3 to 5x already on those investments as well. Not a very big capital that I deployed on them, but definitely Arbitrum blockchain is very hot right now. And except for that optimism, so basically I think the trend right now is into the perpetual protocols that are offering like derivatives and decentralized protocols, especially like GMX and GNS is another cap, and then there are like forks of GMX on different variety of blockchains. So I think that sector is very hot, and except for that, I think layer two blockchains, especially like Optimism and Arbitrum, are good to find some worthy investments because these are quite new and they don't have a token unlocks coming. And except for that, I think they are pretty doing good experiment in releasing the projects as well. So I think that's one or two blockchains that are worth keeping an eye on for the next coming years, I think.
Mhm. It's yeah. Thanks a lot for your inputs. I personally don't know anything about ICO, so it's great to hear
Yeah,
somebody's opinion who actually
yeah.
knows a lot about the subject. And
Yeah.
are there any do's and don'ts you would recommend beginners, something they should do and things that they definitely should not do in the crypto space?
I think as per my experience, when I was a beginner, one thing I made sure is I'm investing what I am potentially capable of losing, I feel. So I think the one don't that anybody has to do is don't overinvest
Hmm.
because you don't know what's going to happen to that. If and one do that I can recommend is do your own research. I think we shouldn't be picking on some things from other people and just directly blindly investing on that things. We should always like research on our own, and I think it's pretty organized as well. If you know the resources, it becomes easy to research on your own, and you can get to know what the team is doing, what is their roadmap, how the tokenomics look like. and if it's worth investing or not. So I think it's pretty easy to learn about crypto now. One you can go to their Telegram channels, you can start following them on Twitter, you can just join their Discords and stuff as well. So I think should be do your own research, and don't should be just don't overinvest what you are not potentially able to lose.
Yeah,
So
always
those are
invest.
the two things.
Always invest what you can afford to lose. The
Definitely that has been a proven thing, I
yeah,
think, because if you invest in bull markets on top, you're gonna be sitting with all the hard money on your own, and it's gonna be wasting your potential to make more. So
or
I
if the
think
exchange crashes like FTX, some people probably lose
FTX,
a lot of money
exactly.
there.
Yeah, exactly. And once you start to get to know the hang of cryptocurrencies, then you should definitely try different wallets. So you shouldn't keep everything in one wallet only. So, but that is an intermediate step. I feel like once you get the hang of the things, how this industry is working, then only you jump onto the other things. The basics, I think, should be don't overinvest in something and just do your own research always.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. I think that they should be the golden rules of crypto. Do your own research. Don't listen to, don't just blind
Yeah,
listen to pump and dump groups that tell you,
yeah,
hey, buy this
definitely.
coin, and then also don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Don't buy
Yeah.
with the mortgage of your house.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
Unless you are that rich, because I think not everybody can afford get a mortgage and stuff, do stuff. Not everybody has a house on their own name as well. So
yeah,
just start by little, and once you get the hang of the things, then you can always get around and invest more. Once you get to know, understand the risks better and how this industry works.
absolutely. Well, thank you a
Yeah,
lot, Arpit, for being here today with us at our Cryptohopper podcast. I hope yeah you have enjoyed it as well, and our users will be very happy to hear about you.
definitely, Mihai. Yeah,
Okay,
thank you so much.
thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mihai. It was lovely talking to you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, Mihai.